Hey, happy Friday. Before we start with the regular episode, there's a thing we've been working on for a couple of months now, and I am super excited to finally reveal it to you. Our release monitor is now in the Crowd app. This means you can see pretty much real-time any gadget that was announced right on your home screen, including prices, where it was launched, and links to either a product page or a related article. There's not much you can actually do in the app yet besides flaming a product that you think is interesting, which will make it rise to the top of the list, kind of like an upvote button on Reddit. But we are working on a lot of updates to make this the fastest and most fun way to stay up to date with all of the new launches. It's live in the app now, so check it out and do send us any feedback you might have. We're really hopeful that this will turn into a useful feature, sort of a daily routine, so you can check it once every day or something. And with that out of the way, welcome to the Friday Checkout. Alright, the most interesting releases this week in my opinion were first the Zaunkönig M2K mouse, which is a tiny carbon fiber mouse that weighs just 22 grams and is essentially just buttons without the rest of the mouse. Second, there is the Lenovo Legion Phone Duel 2, probably the most outrageous phone out there. Centered cameras, a built-in fan, a pop-up selfie camera that's also the power button when it closes, 720Hz touch response rate, it's just a lot. And it cost the same 800 to 1000 euros as the regular non-pro ROG Phone 5 from Asus. So that's cool. I just love when PC makers decide to build gaming phones because they clearly care a lot less about the traditional phone stuff. You know, things like having a sleek device or having really good cameras on a phone, for example. And instead they go all out on all the other things, and I think that's exciting. And third, Nokia announced 6 new budget and mid-range phones with a new naming scheme and a very strange new strategy that I am fairly sure will eventually kill them, which is actually going to be my first story of the week. So going forward, the company is now sorting all of its phones into series. So the C series, which has been around for a while, covers phones roughly under $100. The new G series goes roughly until $300 or so, and the new X series goes above that, with 2 new models releasing in each series. And each of these series comes with a different set of promises. Like in the past, the C series runs Android Go and only gets 2 years of quarterly security patches. The G series retains the standard Android One promise we're used to, so 3 years of security updates and 2 years of Android versions, while the X series sees an improvement with 3 years of security patches, 3 Android version updates, and what is new, 3 years of warranty. So it is designed to fully cover a phone for 3 years. In their launch event, all the company would talk about was how durable and sustainable their new products are, but they didn't mention a single specification for either of these 6 phones. Not one. And it's not hard to see why. All of these phones have terrible specs for the price. The X20 goes all the way up to 400 euros and it has a 60Hz Full HD LCD screen, a Snapdragon 480 and a camera that The Verge calls underwhelming. So that's tough. And the rest of the lineup isn't much better either. Now, theoretically, I get the strategy Nokia is going here for, which is basically to say that, they can't keep up with companies like Xiaomi in the spec to price war. So instead, they wanted to focus on things like durability, reliability, software updates, warranty, and also processing user data in Finland. And that's nice, you could charge maybe 20% extra for those, but these phones just cost like twice as much as they should, while the competition is eating their lunch, often offering even better support for phones that also don't compromise on the specs. So I just don't get Nokia. I mean, it's a nice idea that your phone won't break for at least 3 years, but on its own, that's just not enough to sell many phones. And just one glance at Nokia's own comment section at their launch event will tell you that there's just no room in the market for phones like these. Okay, my next story will be about the Find My wars. Find My is the product name, that's what Apple calls it. It's a weird one. So if you hadn't heard yet, Apple, Samsung, Xiaomi and a bunch of other companies are experimenting with the concept of essentially copying Tile, but actually making it work this time. Tile originally launched in 2012 as a little Bluetooth tracker you could attach to a keyring or a backpack or something, so you could find it later on. And these tiles would link up to create a network so you could locate lost items even when they weren't in range of your phone. A neat idea that never really worked well in practice, as it would have required millions of tiles to be distributed all over the world. Enter 2021 though, and we might just get the future Tile promised, except with 2 major updates. One, companies like Apple, Samsung, and Xiaomi, who do have millions of connected phones, smart speakers, robot vacuums, or whatever spread across the world, have decided to basically turn almost all of their gadgets into nodes on the network. So if something gets lost, it just has to ping an active device nearby, and now whoever is looking for that thing can locate it no matter where it is in the world. And two, these three companies have also started including so-called UWB or ultra-wideband chips into their devices. This works similarly to Bluetooth, but it also reliably shows direction and distance. So your phone not only knows that an item is somewhere nearby, but it also knows exactly where that item is, and it can point you to it. UWB is in the latest iPhones, Apple Watches, HomePods, Galaxy flagships, and a few Xiaomi gadgets. Samsung has just started selling its UWB-powered Galaxy tags this week, and the long-rumored AirTags are supposed to launch soon too. And to top that, Apple this week has also announced that they are allowing third-party products like OneMove electric bicycles as well as Belkin earbuds on their Find My network too. These are only using Bluetooth for now, and they have to go through the Made for iPhone verification program, but if you lose either of them and it passes by someone with a participating Apple product, you'd get a ping about their location, and Apple is apparently planning to release specifications for letting others include UWB chips into their products in the future too. Now you can opt in or opt out of these programs, and it certainly opens up a whole new discussion about privacy, which is maybe a discussion for another video, but the possibilities that it opens up are kind of interesting. Not only can you find lost stuff, but Apple said UWB could be used to do things like securely unlock your car with your phone, and devices having spatial awareness will also become really interesting once AR glasses actually become a thing, and your glasses will be able to show you what's where right over your vision, which is what makes this tech really interesting on the long term, I think. Okay, my final story of the week will be more of a personal goodbye than a real story, and I'm of course talking about LG finally announcing that they are officially leaving the smartphone market. I used the G6 as my daily driver for almost 2 years. My girlfriend is currently using the Velvet with the dual screen add-on as her daily driver. I've just played with the incredible Wing over the weekend, and despite many missteps, I will miss this company. Now, if you haven't heard yet, LG announced a 3-year pledge for OS upgrades for any flagship phone launched after 2019, including the Velvet, and 2 years of updates for lower-end models, which is obviously a way to reassure customers. And while I wouldn't expect miracles, that's still a pretty respectable pledge, and actually a better one than LG ever made while they were in the business. So if LG phone prices, as I would expect, would drop significantly in price now, and you don't care too much about new features because maybe you're buying a phone for your mom or your dad or some other relatives, now might be a weirdly good time to buy an LG phone. But anyway, thanks for all of the memories, and I'll miss you, LG. Okay, and to wrap things up, we also have a new weekly tech knowledge quiz, 20 brand new questions. Try to get at least 15 of them right. You know the drill, it's fun, take it. While you're at it, check out our release monitor, flame any products that you like, and I'll see you next Friday.